Alright, welcome back guys. This is Darreck of the Dallas Prospect, and the Oklahoma City Thunder have their first game in the books now. It was a home opener against the visiting New York Knicks.
What's up guys, this is Darreck Kirby, aka DDP of the DallasProspect.com, your home for all things Dallas sports and pop culture. Welcome back to the Dallas Prospect YouTube channel. Today we're going to be changing things up a little bit. Take a look at our pop culture content.
I've seen you guys 4 or 5 times now, and I mean, not saying this just because you're literally right here. I've always thought you guys were just as good, if not even better, than the headliner for the shows.
Thank you, thank you.
Can I say something really quick?
Yes.
Darreck was totally nerding out about this interview, by the way.
Thank you.
He was really excited about this interview.
Thank you, Darreck.
All right, now that my credibility is shot.
If you're a fan of Dallas sports and pop culture, this is your place to be. Already decided you don't like me? No sweat. I'm one of like 15 contributors here.
He's pretty good at making adjustments season to season, but in a game, sometimes even week to week.
9 ridiculous Marvel and DC comic storylines we'd love to forget about. Personally, I'd like to forget that Wolverine and Squirrel Girl, I have no need for Garrett. I don't want Garrett. I am sick of Jason Garrett. That said, I still think the problem was over here a little bit as well. I'm not saying it was the right way. I'm saying it was a way, and it was the way that they chose.
All right, here it is. Hush.
Children. Oh,
God, they did it.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm so good. I'm so good.
Welcome back to Cheap Pop, where I try to analyze and break down the biggest questions across film and television. Today's topic, Annihilation, starring Natalie Portman.
Let me tell you something, brother. This is the 4th straight year of Cavs versus Warriors, brother. And oh, brother, are we sick and tired of seeing it.
I mean, really, there's no telling how different this team would have looked in recent years had Cuban simply drafted. And it was Cuban's decision, don't get it twisted. Donnie Nelson loved Giannis. It was Mark Cuban's decision to pass on the Greek Freak. This is a more puzzling one because at least Eric Dampier saw 6 out of those 7 years on that contract with Dallas. And it was the trade chip Dallas actually got from moving on from Dampier that allowed them to go get Tyson Chandler. Facts. Dennis Smith Jr. highlight dunk. Alright, let's see what the hype's about.
Oh! Even if he had Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos wears it on the left hand. Infinity Gauntlet, brother. It wouldn't change the outcome. And in case you're a Warriors fan, well, let me tell you something, brother. Let me tell you something, brother. Snakes can't wear gauntlets, brother.
WWE Creative has no real direction for Finn Balor, and it's driving me crazy. What are they doing? I don't know, but I wish somebody, anybody could come in here and fix the booking of Finn Balor. Why? Who are you? Who are you? What's going on?
What's up? I'm DDP from the Dallas Prospect. I heard you needed a fantasy booker.
What are your thoughts for how the offense can kind of right the ship against the Lions this week, since it's been struggling the past few weeks?
Well, you know, first of all, the players got to be accountable to themselves and get out there and play some hard-nosed football and quit worrying about what play is called, what play is not called.
This next matchup will be the first time, brother, but not really. The last time, brother, but please God, yes. The only time, brother, that we get 2 NBA teams matching up in the finals 1, 2, 3, 4 times in a row, brother. Because, frankly, brother, it's getting a little bit nauseating at this point.
You want the tagline?
Oh, it's that. Yeah. Every legend begins.
Oh my God, you're fired. You're just fired from the
I'm freaking tired, okay? I'm freaking tired. I slept on the ground, man. I slept on the freaking ground. I don't care what you say. I slept for like 30 minutes. I had no sleep. What? No. You don't tell me what I experienced. I slept on the freaking ground. Okay?
Every legend was once a prospect.
Yeah. And they're getting pressure on the QB too, and usually that translates to interceptions or, you know, tipped passes or just passes thrown under duress. But I really can't see, I don't know if it's like a, you know, phenomenon or what, but What is up? What is up, guys? It is I, DDP, here for the 1 year anniversary or milestone or however you want to look at it of the Dallas Prospect YouTube channel. Now, I've actually been doing the Dallas Prospect a little longer than a year. I probably started... Oh, hey, what up, Sports Fury? Thank you, sir. Or sirs, rather. But, yeah, I actually started the Dallas Prospect in kind of August of 2017, but it didn't really get fully underway to where I was pushing out consistent content until about October, and then really the real unveil came in January. But as far as this YouTube channel, the thing you guys are here to support, that all started up 1 year ago today. So I wanted to do some kind of little stream, something to kind of acknowledge it, and at the same time just talk with you guys some. Now, I see my internet's trying to troll me to start this out. So if it starts getting blippy or anything like that, let me know. I'll address it. I'll do what I can. But yeah, if I have to, I'll restart. I really don't want to, though. This feels like it needs to hit the ground running smooth from the jump. So yeah, as I said, it's been 1 year of doing the Dallas Prospect, and it's been one of those things where it's been definitely a grind just getting to this point. Thank you, Stain. Marcelo B, what's up? Rangers King, Gle in the house, Sports Fury. It's been a grind just getting to this point, and kind of the idea for doing some kind of acknowledgement of this milestone came from actually the Sports Fury, who they recently hit 50,000 subs. And I thought it was really cool seeing, you know, even in midstream of them doing, I think it was a Monday Night Football game, them just talking a little bit about, you know, the work and everything that goes into it. A lot of the stuff that no one sees behind the scenes, just a lot of time and effort that goes into it. It's one of those things where if you're a content creator, you get it, but at the same time, you know, we're not here to complain. It's stuff we love to do, and you know, we like to entertain and inform you guys as best we can. So that's what we do. Ninja Nuts in the house. What's up? So for me personally, well, first let's talk about this show a little bit. So I'm gonna do some giveaways during this show. Some Dallas Prospect merch. I got about 5 shirts I'm gonna give out. You know, free shirt, mail them to you and everything. What I'm planning to do for that is actually a couple like borderline trivia questions related to the channel. See who the true P1s, so to speak, are of this channel. And I'm also going to show some retro clips. Some of it not just, I mean, if you watch the countdown intro, you've already seen kind of a montage effect that's been out there. But at the same time, I want to put out some of my background behind that, or prior to that, I should say. The stuff talking about, you know, my work with Project Shanks, my attempts initially into Let's Play, Project Shanks Gaming, that was something I did as well, and Game Drakes, another Let's Play related thing. Now, Game Drakes is still going on, but I'm more hands-off on that one. There's in both Let's Play ventures, there's a what's the word I'm looking for? A co-content creator I work with, and I've been pretty hands-off on the Let's Play lately, but I do have some stuff I can show you guys as well. Just shows how, you know, even though this channel has found a pretty modest success, and I'm thrilled with everything it's built up thanks to you guys over this past year, there are a lot of things that are attempted beforehand and never really break out. So you'll see quite a bit. I'll also mention this is going to be the only show wherein through some of these clips you have a more than probably PG-13 language base going on. In my Let's Plays, I didn't always scale myself back a little bit, check myself in that way. But regardless, so overall it's been like 5, maybe 6 years since I kind of reassessed what I wanted to do with my life. And what I mean by that is more so following something I'm passionate about. I have a day job. It makes, you know, decent money and everything like that, but it's never been anything that I'm passionate about. I wanted to do something with my time and my effort that energized me instead of draining me, which is how I felt about about the career in general. It was any company I went to work for. Nothing against the companies. It just wasn't something that fulfilled me. And it's like, well, I can use this and say, hey, I'm going to use this to help fund something I am passionate about. So that led to sports writing, which initially I worked for a company called, Sports Report USA. I wrote for them for a year covering the Cowboys. Was supposed to get paid, but they folded after 1 year. And magically, the contact email address I had for the owners of the site suddenly stopped working one day. So whatever. I mean, that is what it is, but that was my first taste of that. I probably had to write like 4 or 5 articles per week the entire training camp and preseason, which was exhausting. Eventually you get to the point where you're not saying much of anything of substance. You're starting to quote the injury report as articles and stuff. So I don't completely complain about that one. My work probably wasn't good enough then to even warrant pay. But from there I went on to Project Shanks, which was run by my friend Chris Stuckey. And you know, that was actually a sports and pop culture website before the Dallas Prospect, and it's kind of where I got the idea for wanting to do that myself. They hired me on as the Mavs beat writer for them, and they got me media credentials, so I went to probably a dozen or so Mavs games with single game media passes over the course of about 2.5 seasons. That was 13, the very end of 13, like November of 2013, 14, and then the very start of 15 that I was in there. So it was a really cool experience. I got some clips from that for you here. I'll just show you some of it. I've also got some funny stories and everything as well. Definitely shows how everyone's a work in progress, right? Like I am as well. So I'm actually going to jump to one of these first clips here, just to kind of give you an idea of the kind of access and everything I was getting through that. So here is, I think this is, it's not my first game, but this is a post game from December of 2014, a Rick Carlisle post game presser that I was able to be at. And I shortened this to a short little clip just to give you an idea.
New alignment, and we have work to do, but you know, we made some cardinal sins in the first half. We gave up 12 blow-bys. We gave up a lot less in the second half. And so, you know, we just gotta, our concentration and focus has gotta be very narrowly, you know, set on the defensive end first. That's gotta be it. And then from there, you know, we'll figure out our offense.
All right, so that's an idea of some of the access and everything you get. That's just him talking about defensive effort and things like that. It's a Carlisle presser. You're not going to get a whole lot of gold nuggets out of that as far as information. It's just cool to be sitting like in the third row of the post-game presser and sitting there trying to get quotes and some footage and all of that. So what I want to do real quick here, I want to offer up actually the first Dallas Prospect shirt that I'm going to be giving away today. So anyone in the house here, simple question, especially if you've seen the countdown. On the first video for the channel, what team was I talking about? First one to answer it in the comments will get a free Dallas Prospect t-shirt, and we'll go from there. But the first video ever on this channel, which does appear in the countdown, what team am I talking about? Let's see. I'm going to start prepping another clip here in a moment. And this next clip will have a story behind it. Big homie from the D, what up? Okay. I think he's saying Oklahoma City. Is that what you're saying? I think big homie from the D is already answered on that one. Let's see. I'll allow that one. Yeah, I'll allow that one. Big homie from the D. So, what we'll do for that. By the way, so you'll get the first shirt, big homie from the D. And the way we're gonna go about that is message me on Facebook, on the Dallas Prospect Facebook. Send me. Yeah, I forgot the C. No, you're good. I figured you were on the right path. So. What we're going to do is message me on the Dallas Prospect Facebook page with like your address I need to send it to, and let me know what size and everything like that. I will send you a shirt later this week. Today's Sunday, so during this week I'll send you a shirt and I'll let you know when it mails out and if you want tracking number and all that. So congrats. Big homie from the D gets the first Dallas Prospect shirt in this giveaway. So one thing for a little context as well on Project Shanks, the previous sports venture I had before Dallas Prospect. So I wrote for them for like 2.5 years. Initially was just the Mavs beat writer, but I was kind of interested in talking about some of the other stuff too, some film reviews and analysis, things like that. And so I started occasionally contributing on the pop culture side of things as well. And Project Shanks, what was really cool about that, the site ran for about 5 years, and it built up about 1,400 followers, which Prospect, we've reached that essentially in our first year, which is really cool. And that's no shot at Project Shanks or anything like that. They weren't a YouTube channel built that way. They were built solely on the content of their website and just sharing links like on Facebook and whatnot. So very different kind of grind, but that ran for a while. It went dormant for about a year, and I had stopped writing briefly in 2015 on the Mavericks, and then about 2017, I came back into it really because I kind of got in one of those funks. I'm the kind of person who I need some kind of creative outlet to energize me. Otherwise, I just kind of get into a funk where I'm just kind of out of it, really. Like I'm going through the motions. I'm not really passionate about anything, and it kind of brings me down. So I reached back out to Chris wanting to reignite the site, Project Shanks, and while most of the other contributors, of which there were probably 15 other contributors, even though most of them had left, I said, well, I want to see what I can do with this. I'm keeping an eye on the stream health. Let me know if I start lagging, if I have to chop this up. But I said I wanted to reignite it. And to do that, Chris didn't have the time himself, and so he effectively named me the creative director for Project Shanks. And so taking that over, I basically got my first taste of running a website, determining the creative direction of it, as far as the content we put out, the new contributors to hire on, specific requests pertaining to articles or subjects I wanted to talk about. And that was a good experience. I did that for about 6 months, and it showed me a lot. And one of the things I explored with that was actually a little bit of the Let's Play side. But before I get into the Let's Play, I want to show you one of my more embarrassing things. So I'll show you the embarrassing clip first, and then I'll give you that. So one of the first times I went into the Mavs locker room, post-game show, after the game, all the media crowd around the players and everything. So I'm sitting here holding up my phone trying to get footage of Dirk while he's talking about what happened in the game and what went wrong. And I think at that point it was a loss that they were coming off of, because I think that's the tone of what he's talking about. So the reason this is an embarrassing clip for me is because there are probably 3 people in front of me for Dirk, and I'm holding the camera way up high, or my phone rather, way up high, trying to get just a good vantage point, because again, the guy's 3 people away, and he's 7 feet tall. So unless I'm wanting like a shot up his nose effectively, and if I'm wanting to see over the crowd, I pretty much have to hold the phone up high. And in doing that, well, he talked for about 10 minutes. And so I've shortened it to what ends up happening. I effectively dropped the phone eventually onto the head of the guy in front of me. Everything stopped down to kind of look at me for a second. And then as I'm fumbling to try and pick up the camera, Dirk resumes what he's talking about and all that. But it was just like an embarrassing thing, because at the time I'm probably like a 22-year-old kid in there. And I'm just like, well, I could never show my face in here again, but it worked out all right. So here's the clip of this.
Dirk, how satisfying is it to be back in the playoffs after the 1-year absence?
So that's not exactly my shining moment with the Mavericks, but thankfully I was welcomed back. The guy in front of me who I dropped the phone on was actually a pretty good sport about it, so that was cool. I appreciated that because, yeah, I straight on the back of his head. But I think it was one of the guys from 105.3 The Fan who I dropped it on there. But regardless, let's see here. Yeah, not my best moment by any means. And again, that's like 10 minutes of holding the phone up there, and eventually it just gave way. Not cool. But probably my best story, and I've mentioned this on the channel before, so some of you may have heard this. If so, forgive me for repeating a story, but one of my, I guess, kind of proudest moments, and I say this just because for the little story nugget it provides, is worth all, it's probably the best thing I've gotten out of the experience. One of the first times I was in there, I guess it had to be the first time I was in there, Mark Cuban recognizing that, now I should set the setting for this. So if you really follow the Mavs, Mark Cuban will do his pregame press conference, not really press conference. He talks with the media while he's working out on a Stairmaster in the Mavs locker room. And he's just dripping buckets of sweat, and the media is literally crowded right around. That's guys like Tim McMahon. You don't have Followell in there, but you'll have sometimes like Chuck Cooperstein would be in there. I'm trying to remember the guy who used to write for Mavs.com and then left. Something Gutierrez. His name's escaping me, but a lot of great media members there. Yeah, so we're sitting there, and I got in there, wedged myself in right in front of Mark, and he recognizes that I'm the new face in the audience. And so I never, at this point, I'll admit, I was too sheepish to ask a question. Unless he asked me something directly, I was not going to ask a question. I was just kind of there getting, I think, audio at the time, and I don't know where that audio still is, unfortunately. I didn't want to hold the camera up because no one else was doing that. They were just getting audio. So I worked with that. But Cuban, recognizing I was the new guy and kind of this sheepish kid, just looked at me and said, well, they say you haven't made it in Dallas media until Mark Cuban told you to fuck off. So fuck off and get out of here. And he said it like lighthearted and everything. And he's just like, I'm just kidding. Just welcoming you to the group or whatever. So that's a nice little story nugget. Anytime you say just the shortened of it, as Rangers King points out there, told me to F off, then that tends to be a good conversation starter. And even though I was in there multiple times, like I said, probably a dozen or so times over the next year or so, I never got anything that great, as great as that, I should say, story-wise out of that. The dropping the phone during a Dirk post-game talk and then getting Cuban to tell me to F off are pretty much the 1 and 2 for me there. But it just shows, man, like, as I said, there's a lot of work and everything that goes in behind the scenes that you guys don't see. As far as like the articles and all that, I wrote all the time for Project Shanks. I don't even know how many articles I wrote for them in that window. Sports Report USA, I did nothing but write. Project Shanks had a YouTube channel, but it was really just like clips like that going up, like the full length clips though. And I didn't have any equipment. I was just holding a phone. Sometimes I had decent audio. Other times I had crap audio. I admit that. And you work and you grind. You find ways to try and put out the best content you can. So it's one of those things where you just work and you grind, and you have to deal with the fact that there are always going to be people doubting that you can get anywhere doing what you want to do. A lot of people, when they heard what I wanted to do, whenever they would refer to the website, whether it was Project Shanks or when I eventually founded the Dallas Prospect, the assessment was, oh, it's just some sports blog. Like, oh, it's just you talking about it. It's not going to go anywhere. Like, there's always going to be people doubting. And I mean, there was the first probably year that I wrote, I could barely get any eyeballs even on the articles at all. And it didn't matter how many hours I put into the work. It didn't matter what kind of access I got to give me the context for the work. I tried to do full-length articles as if I was Grantland or something, talking about what I got insight-wise from just going into the Mavericks locker room before a game. Like, I was that obsessed with trying to put out this awesome content, thinking not necessarily that more is better, but that I could find something next level and try and draw from this trend or this little context clue, something I could, project toward the game and what it meant for the team in the coming weeks. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but I was just trying my damnedest to get anything to go. And I did wonder at times if it was ever going to get anywhere. And eventually with Project Shanks, I tried, as I said, kind of expanding out. Thanks, Clay. As I mentioned, I wanted to expand out with Project Shanks at one point. One of the things I thought could help it grow a little bit would be if we expanded more so to the pop culture side, because we had stuff here and there, but not near as often as I would like. And so for Project Shanks, I'm going to show you 2 clips that come from Project Shanks. I'll show you one first. This is effectively a best of here. Let me see. Actually, you know what? Here, I'll randomize it. I know what I'll do. 1 second here. I am going to, let's see, turn that off. We're going to go randomize. Check this out. This is what I'm doing. Matt, I already did that, so I already broke the thing. I did both my clips from that. I should have been doing this before. What do we get? All right, Project Shanks Gaming. I'll bring the wheel back in a moment. That would have been maybe a little cooler if I had prepared it ahead of time and actually had it ready. So, let's see. We got Project Shanks Gaming. I'll show you first. And this more than anything should show you how far I had to come doing any kind of content. You guys, if you like this setup now and everything, you're gonna have to understand when you see these clips how far it was just doing any kind of YouTube. So check this out. These are some highlight clips from the first probably 2 weeks that I was doing the Let's Play gaming for Project Shanks Gaming. And man, again, this is one of the only times you'll ever hear like flat out cursing on the channel, because I didn't have anything like that. But yeah, here you go. Enjoy. All right. Welcome back, guys. I'm Darreck with Project Shanks Gaming. And today we're going to play a game that I played as a kid. Oh, fuck, I already wasted my dude. Ooh. Blood. Is that blood? Oh my god! Smashable. Thank you for going in the ocean. Oh, but you still smash like a little junior son of a bitch. I was doing so well. I'm not ready. No. Damn it. Damn it. Aha. What is the good of being up there if you can't let me hit him? Oh, boss battle. Oh, hey, I remember this level. This is from the original Contra. Alright, well, let's take care of this. Oh. Damn it! Oh. I remember this from when I played it as a kid. I'm not going to stop. You bitches can't catch me. Oh, no, 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 that's it! No, that's it! No! 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 I know they don't show a health bar, but I was kicking spot. It's a hard game over. Oh. There's nothing but the test run, just to kind of get a... Really an evil dog. I mean, look at it. It's got a mohawk and red eyes. I mean, that's just a given. That is not a good dog. That is a bad boy. Alright, back in it. Oh, you dog, you distracted me. Yeah! Work. Oh, man. Yeah, he's stupid. No! I found a way to do that. Oh my god, they're just endless. Go! Flip, man! No! After this is it. Whether I beat the level, whether I suck a bag of dicks, we're gonna call it. And that guy. Why do I suck? Someone feeling Stage 1. Fight! Blow it up! Blow it up now! Blow up your penis mouth. Oh, God! I don't want to say harmless, I mean... Case. Point. Okay. Okay. No. Oh my god, I remember this. Oh, okay. Go. Give me a second! I said no! Who hit me? God, I needed the fire. I am the fire! Little hailstorm for your day. With my golden pipes. Contra 3, you... Contra 3, you are... 7 flavors of bullshit. Oh, shit! No! Oh my god, that got me so good. Yeah! Suck on that, turtle. Hump that ground. Yeah. What the hell is wrong with you? Wolverine. Sorry.
Yeah, it was bad. Oh, man. Yeah, the early days of my attempt at YouTube was really, really bad. Hopefully you guys didn't immediately run to unsubscribe after that, but that's just to give an idea of, you know, trying to figure it out. And it's not like I have everything figured out now, obviously, but at least I have a decent green screen, decent equipment and everything. It just shows, you know, if you keep working, and even if people are doubting what you're able to do, if you can just stick with it, you can do some really cool shit. But one of the things, one of the experiences I really liked, and this was a couple more notes on the Mavs media access thing I wanted to mention. I remember first meeting Jeff Skin Wade on the way to the Mavs locker room the first time I went in. Man, that dude's awesome. Like, he came up, again, noticing I'm a new face there, came up, introduced himself to me, shook my hand, didn't ask, like, who are you, or anything like that, just walked up and said, hey, Jeff Skin Wade, how's it going? Shook my hand, like, talked with me for like a minute or so, like, seemed to actually take a genuine interest. Like, I was really impressed by that, because when you're a new face there and you're almost feeling like you shouldn't even really be there, like you almost feel like you're like the whole imposter syndrome thing where it's like, oh, am I, like, I know they said I could be here, but I feel like I shouldn't be. When you have someone like that come up to you and immediately kind of, you know,
take you under their wing a little bit and just make you feel like you do belong, at least, or at least you're worth acknowledging, and like, oh, hey, I'm gonna, just try and break the ice a little bit, make them feel a little bit better. That's really cool. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Skin. He's definitely came across as a really stand-up guy. I also was going to mention during the same, I think it was the same day that Mark Cuban told me to F off, I also, do you guys remember his claim about the NFL and how it's oversaturating itself essentially, and at some point it was going to see a dive as far as ratings? And the quote he used was the whole pigs get fat, hogs get slaughtered. Technically, I was the one to first break that story, because as Cuban was saying that, I realized, okay, I already got the audio snippet of him saying it, so rather than continuing to do that, I quickly opened up Twitter and tweeted it out from the official Project Shanks Twitter account. So that was just something that I wanted to do real quick to get that out there. Of course, I didn't get any credit for it. It's not like when the story then went national, I got any attention. But it's still one of those things where I'm like, if you check the timestamp, technically I was the first guy to talk about that and attribute that quote. But, it is what it is. So let's do another giveaway here. So big homie from the D, again, hit us up on, I saw you said you don't have Facebook. If you got Twitter, if you got Instagram, hit us up there. Send us the info that way. I don't want you doing it here in the comments for obvious reasons. But send me the info one of those ways if you want the shirt. If not, we can go to the next person on the list. He's not in the chat right now, but I saw Gle was the next one with the correct answer on the first question. So let me think. What is another good question to ask you guys? Let's see. Okay. How many live remotes have we done for the Dallas Prospect? Now, when I say live remote, I'm talking about, in this case, sports. So whether it's the happy hour event, the draft, the Phantom Watch Party for the first Cowboys game, things like that. However many that we've done. First one with that answer gets a free Dallas Prospect t-shirt. So hit me up with that question. And again, while that's going, check my little notes here. 10 is a very high number for live remotes. I have not done 10 live remotes. I gave a very good hint. If you want to count the band interview, that's still less than 5, but we've done a few. -1 if you don't count the band interview. So, a few -1. Connor Mitchell, no, not 5, not 5. Happy hour event, NFL draft. Okay, you know what? That's a decent counter there. The Cantina experience are 2. One of those we definitely did, so that's actually a good point. So based on that, and if you take out pop culture, I guess the number then would actually be 4, but I'm going to allow both Cantina ones because I did Facebook Live, which means the first one to answer with 5 would be Connor Mitchell. So yes, Ranger King, spraying answers everywhere. You had a good clarification on that, and I probably owe you a shirt anyway just for the work you do. But Connor Mitchell, first one with the answer. Max, thanks for the clarification on that. Yes, those 2 did count, so therefore the answer is in fact 5 live remotes that we've done. So Connor, hit us up on social media, the Dallas Prospect, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Send us what shirt size you want and the address we need to send it to, and I will have that out in the mail within the next week for you. So congratulations, sir. Now, so at the end of Project Shanks, I actually made a brief attempt to purchase Project Shanks from my friend Chris, because at that point I had kind of brought in my own people that were running it. None of the old contributors were really there anymore, and even Chris didn't really have the time to commit to it. And so it was kind of just a thing where I was like, well, I want to be able to continue doing this and taking it in the direction that I want to. So I was more so focused on how I could grow it. And I looked to actually purchase it, but ultimately what I came to find was there wasn't really anything I was purchasing in that case. Like, it wasn't an official business. It didn't have employees. It didn't really have assets beyond a domain name and a few social media accounts. And in about 5 years of operation, granted about a year of that was dormant, it had a little over 1,300 followers. And I thought, well, do I really want to invest in this, or do I just want to build my own? And that's ultimately the decision I came to, was any number that we were kind of countering with back and forth, counter offers and things like that, it didn't really make sense for me to start with that much of a hole before I even started furthering the investments as far as equipment was concerned. And a lot has gone into this, a lot of money. If my wife happens to be watching or watch this later, she'll grumble about that. But she's been very supportive of me doing this and pursuing something I'm passionate about. But a lot of money has certainly gone into this, between the equipment, travel at times, and it's come a long way, and I think it shows. So that's really cool. But when I started the Dallas Prospect, I wanted something. So let me give you the origin of the name for the Dallas Prospect. I wanted something that really grabbed attention. It sounded like an official kind of publication. Something that when you heard the name, you were like, that sounds legit AF. So that's what I was looking for. And I stressed for probably 2, 3, 4 weeks over this, just thinking through everything. I was like, okay, I don't want colors in the title. Shout out to my guys, Big Game James and Producer G from Silver and Blue Nation. I didn't want to have the colors in the name because I didn't want to attribute us to one team, because I wanted it to be sports and pop culture. I was initially reluctant to have the city name in there because I thought, well, eventually maybe it expands and I talk about other stuff. But I came around on that one. It just went back and forth until ultimately I decided that the path to go was, yes, having the city title in there. And I wanted something that could relate to multiple things. I wanted something that worked on multiple levels. And I think it was some clip art online for like a newspaper. I don't know why I put that in quotations. It was just a clip art of like newspaper. And it was like the Portland Prospector or something like that. And when I saw it, I was like, Prospect. I thought about it and I was like, well, one of the guys I was working with and who in a way kind of helped me launch Project Shanks was my buddy Law Nation, and one of the things he was most known for was doing film breakdown on NFL draft prospects. And I was like, okay, that relates to him. So prospect is talking about the players, particularly young players. Prospect in general is someone or something with the potential to be great. So I thought, okay, that also relates to us, our content creators. You know, we're all a bunch of independents, effectively amateurs, trying to rise up the ranks and hone our skills and eventually become, an alternative to this more mainstream media with regard to like ESPN and even like the Fan and the Ticket and things like that. We wanted to kind of build up our own thing in that regard. So I'm like, okay, the players, us, the site, the whole idea is something that people have doubted at every corner, every turn. So Prospect works for all of those things. And then I was like, well, we're talking Dallas team, so it kind of came together, the Dallas Prospect. And I was like, okay, I like that. That's really good. I just got to think of like a tagline or something that makes it pop, that really pulls it all together. And what I ended up going with, and I was honestly,
honestly shocked how well this worked. I was thinking, well, if you're a prospect, what is it you're trying to do? You're trying to, again, become great. So I'm like, okay, the tagline, again, needs to refer to us and what we're trying to build. So every legend, and then I thought about it. I was like, okay, every legend was once what? Well, I said that backwards. I didn't have a legend yet. I was like, every prospect. I started out with a flip of it. I was like, sometimes a prospect, no. Every prospect, no, not every prospect. And then eventually it hit me. I was like, it sounds cheesy to say like, oh, we're trying to become legends, bruh. That's what we want. Like I didn't want to be that melodramatic about it, but I was like, yeah, if you're like, if it's a sports analysis, you would consider it like, oh, a Hall of Famer. Well, we're not just sports, and so I was like, okay, open it up, make it a little more synonymous. A legend, okay. And then I was like, boom, there it is. Every legend was once a prospect. And I was like, okay, that all works. So suddenly I had the name, I had the tagline and everything, and it all worked well. It's catchy. And unless you're my co-host for Mavs Talk Mavs Fast Break, and somehow find a way to trip up on the tagline every now and then, it's pretty memorable, I think. And it is one of the things I'm very pleased with the site and everything that's kind of come together. But in addition to that, again, for those wondering about my name, DDP, that came from, I was doing a lot of shows initially with Law Nation, Big Game James, and Producer G. And as a result, I didn't, I was just Darreck. So I didn't have a cool nickname. And I think that it didn't work all that well. So they're like, all right, we got to think of a nickname for you. And one of my favorite wrestlers growing up, Diamond Dallas Page, I was like, hey, instead of calling me just Dallas Prospect, in which I'll be confused who you're talking to, like if it's about me or about the site or whatever, or the channel, just call me DDP, Diamond Dallas Prospect. And so that worked out too. And initially I was a little skeptical about it, but I feel like it's caught on, and now I like it as well. I've grown on it for sure. It's grown on me, I guess is the better way to say it. Facts God, what's up? How about them Mavs? That was a very good Maverick win last night. A very nice bounce back. Thank you, Steven Johnson. Yeah, I'll be doing my normal Mavs Fast Break talk probably Tuesday night. It's a little bit crazy for me today, but I will absolutely... Thank you. I will absolutely be doing Mavs Fast Break with any... I might even go live before then to do just a brief live stream to talk about it. Today being the 1-year milestone for the channel, I wanted to talk a little bit on this in the little limited time I had. And now you fear a cease and desist. I do fear a cease and desist from Diamond Dallas Page. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not helping that I'm actually actively working pretty much nonstop trying to get him on the channel for an interview. I was like, dude, you do like DDP yoga and all that now. I'll literally do an interview with you where I come to your performance center in Georgia, in like Smyrna, Georgia or something, and I will literally do a DDP yoga workout with you, like while I'm interviewing you. You can kick my ass in a yoga workout, and I'll go through all that. If that's what it takes to get that interview and get you on the channel, I will do it. So still working on that. We'll see. That's an ultimate goal. What's up, Rough Reven? Let's see here. So we've given out 2 shirts so far. So let me move on here to a couple. Well, I'm going to break these up. I'm going to give them over the course of the remainder of the stream. So one announcement here. We are going to be doing sometime in the next couple weeks a live remote from Mexico restaurant and club in Plano, Texas. This is going to be a Mavs live watch party, and we are going to be out there pre-game. We're going to hang out with you guys, do a pre-game show, talk about the game, the matchup. We are going to stream. Now, can't stream the game, but we can stream where we're doing commentary, effectively kind of like what Sports Fury and a couple other people do. We're going to be doing that as well for the Mavericks game. And if you guys are out there hanging out there with us,
You can come on, you can ask us questions, you can sit down with us and ask questions, but the plan is that it will be myself and Annie and Duca of Mavs Fast Break as well, and we are going to do a live event for this. I believe that location in Mexico is closing, and so since I know the owner, now I think to be fair, they're relocating, like they're closing that location and opening another one, I believe, but they wanted us to send it out on a good note, and so they want us out there sometime in the next couple weeks. The date is still pending. I'm going to try and find a good game for you guys, and we're going to try and make this happen, but details to follow on that. Just stay tuned. We do have a live watch party coming. Yeah, Ranger King, absolutely. If you can make it, absolutely do. And if you want to jump on the broadcast, again, absolutely do. Let's see here. Do I dare go back to the spinner for another clip? I've got them. I might as well. I organized them. Let's see. Huzzah! Feels so official. Beach ball. Project Shanks Gaming again. Alright, I got one more of those. Let's see here. So we're gonna go real quick to one more clip from that. Ooh, this next clip. Okay, if you want to see what let me know in the comments before I show this particular clip. Do you guys want to see what insanity looks like? I have not played many games that really get me worked up. I know you maybe saw that first compilation and think like, oh, what are you talking about? You got pretty worked up there. No. I'm telling you, that was like a cool walk through the park compared to this next clip. This next clip it's nothing short of unbridled rage that I felt playing a particular game. And I love the game, but there was one level that just destroyed me as far as, anger and all of that. So if you guys want to see it, I can show it to you. I have it on hand. It's my only other Project Shanks Gaming clip. If you want to see it, let me know. But the game is called Serial Cleaner, and it's effectively like you're a crime scene cleanup guy for like the mob or something. It's pretty ridiculous. Me playing Uncharted 4 on Crushing is incredible how angry I get. Yeah, I don't think I've played it on that one. Okay, I'll show it. You'll see. This is it's one of those ones where it's almost like, I wonder how you guys are gonna feel seeing me just completely lose my shit. But here we go. Oh, please, you're not gonna get me. Look at this. I can come out. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm over here now. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. What's up, bro? Hey, bro. Bro. Bro, I wasn't done with my gag. Oh, there it is. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. Hey, bro. 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 I cracked myself up. Okay, 3 guys gonna converge. That's fine, don't worry. It's okay. We're finding our peaceful, happy place. Come on, move along. Move along, Squirtle. Squirtle, squirt. Come on. Go away. And we're good. Splash! Oh, 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 oh! Oh no! No! Why? Shit. Okay, God. Damn!
game again, Billy.
2 hours later.
Why is he so fast? It's not fair! They're so fast! Shit! 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 We're not gonna fail again!
Fuck you! Come on. Come on! God! Where's my dumpster? Oh, God! Go to your room. Okay, now you get out. Okay. Uh-oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. No! What am I doing? No!
Oh, my heart. Oh, God. I just wanted to play this game and beat this level. That's all I want. If I beat this level, I will stop playing the game for the day. But until then, I feel it is my duty.
Okay. Now I have strained my vocal cords. I have very little voice left right now. But you know what, guys? It's okay. It's gonna be okay. I feel like I can say that because I know in my heart of hearts that this is the time, this is the run. My fury is gone. I have no hate left in me. All that it comes down to now is execution. I'm not even worried that that guy just blew the whistle, because nobody knows where I am. See? Even the police chief can't do anything to stop me right now. Dispose of this body. Alright, 10% blood, 2 bodies, and 1 piece of evidence. So this is what it comes down to. It's okay. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. They can't hurt me anymore. I have ascended beyond my fury, and now I am their worst nightmare. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't do a good job keeping my cool in that episode. The thing I liked about Let's Play is actually getting to kind of like let loose a little bit of frustration. And I'll be real with you, that's not even my biggest mental break playing. It's just the only one that I felt worthy to show here. If you seek out that channel, it does still exist. And there is one infamous clip worse, in which just complete mental break after, like, I had a weekend where I had probably, of the weekend, so of the 48 hours, I had to work probably like 34 of them. I mean, it was like absurd. And as a result, it completely mentally broke me. And that's not what this clip I just showed you is from. It's a different clip. What up, Dennis? That's what this other clip, if you were to seek it out, comes from. So, yeah, that as much as I enjoy doing some Let's Play stuff, it's gotten rough. So here's the thing with prospects, and thank you to those who have still tuned in. For the last, really, I mean, prospect's a year old, but I did Project Shanks, kind of running that for 6 months. And if you go off of Prospect itself as the site, it's 1 year, real 1 year mark. I've been going really the last 2 years since I kind of changed my course. And it's been fighting for 2 years trying to become like a legitimate independent media outlet. A lot of people have doubted whether or not this can work. A lot of people have cast this aside. The apparent reasoning being that they doubted that we would be able to make it or go very far. And I'm not going to name names, but that does light a fire in you. And I personally believe you can't build something off of spite, because then if you build the foundation of something on a negative feeling or emotion, it's going to make it hard to enjoy, hard to really enjoy it. Thank you, Dennis. Congrats on 1 year once again. Thank you very much, sir. It makes it hard to enjoy it. So as much as I want to prove wrong the people who have doubted me, the people who I've even worked with and no longer work with, it's not about that. It's wanting to put forth the best content I can for you guys. I've recommitted to my sports writing. Now I write for Dallas Sports Fanatic, the staff Cowboys and Mavericks writer. I'm hoping to get credentials to some Mavs games this year, probably a little bit later in the season, probably after a month or so at least. And I've had some of my articles pick up on Bleacher Report. I think 4 or 5 total articles have been picked up by Bleacher Report now, and I think it's 4. And it's been 2 Cowboys and 2 Mavericks articles. So I've had a nice balance there. It shows I can talk on both teams well. My latest article for the Mavericks, Preaching Patience, which I did a live stream on, 2 nights ago? Talking about? Yeah, Friday night. So there's something to that as well. It's just a matter of working and putting something together. I wanna grow something, man. I really do. I want to be able to come on here and kick it with you guys, do basically sports talk podcast, open forum. I love doing that, but I also want to be a successful sports writer in my own right. I want to be a true sports journalist, and I want to build Prospect to be that entity. And I think that we can. I just have to keep working. And if you guys like what we're doing, thank you, William. If you guys like what we're doing, by all means, smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell, notification squad up. Share this if you want to share. If you guys want to share this, I know there are a bunch of Mavericks Facebook groups, and every now and then I see someone share my live streams or my articles there. By all means, go ahead. You have my blessing to go out into the world and tout this channel and this community, because it's not just about me. It's about what we're trying to build. And you guys are a huge part of that. This doesn't work without you guys. So, let's grow. Let's grow. We're at, 1,343 subs or something like that right now. Let's keep growing. Let's try and, by the end of the year, see if we can push that to 1,400 or 1,500.
Like, let's just keep working and see what we can achieve, because it's there. I feel like the content we're bringing forth is good enough, consistent enough. It's just a matter of growing the viewer base, and that's something that we can all work toward. So with the Cowboys experience, that's been another cool thing. I've talked with you guys about that, getting access to players like Chidobe Awuzie, Bryce Butler, Michael Gallup, Jeff Heath, former players like Drew Pearson. Yes, please share on Twitter. Former players like Drew Pearson, who I actually got to bring on my damn show. That sounded really country for a second. Who I got to bring on my damn show, Drew Pearson. Awesome experience getting that set up through the Cowboys experience. Those kind of, what do I want to say? Just live events are at, or meet and greet, there you go. Meet and greet events are at Lava Cantina the Saturday before every home game. I don't know for sure about this one because the next Cowboys home game is a Monday night game. So I don't know if that event's going to then be Sunday or if it's still going to be Saturday. I'll have to get the details on that. But there's a lot to this, and it's an awesome experience. You know, they can get you down on the field, Miller Lite Club. You're right behind the Cowboys bench, and there's just a lot of context and depth you can see doing that. And they've expressed interest in having me write for them as well. Talking, for instance, about possibly getting me one-on-one access with some of the players for potential interviews, so I can do a piece for them on that. That would be awesome. I'm down for that. It's just one of those things where time is a factor, and we've had the discussions. They haven't gone any further yet. We'll see if that can. And I know that some of the other people also who work with Cowboys experience also want me to do something for them as far as a writing capacity. So there's demand for what we're putting out, whether it's my written articles or work, whether it's the podcast. There's an audience to be had. It's just a matter of working and grinding and being consistent. The main thing I want to be is prolific. I want to be prolific in the content I create. I want to go live and talk with you guys pretty much every other day moving forward, even if it's just for 15 minutes at a time. If I got a quick little update on the Mavericks, instead of waiting until the Sunday, or in the case of last week, Friday, to give you that little kernel of information, I can talk on it for 10 to 15 minutes, and I can go live to do that. And that's something that you guys might dig. Thank you, Adam Proctor. I mean, that's all stuff that we can do, and I can do for my part for you guys. One thing I want, if at all possible, to the people who are, whether it's the shirts you're winning here in this giveaway, whether it's to people who just want to purchase shirts, which by the way are $15 if you want to buy a shirt. One thing, and that's me covering shipping too, so you're good on that, free shipping. But if possible, whenever you guys get a shirt, take a photo, whatever. I'm not saying go full selfie squad or something like that, but take a picture of yourself with the shirt and post it to the Dallas Prospect, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, because we want to show that we are building a community. And the best way to do that is to get the brand out there and get eyeballs on it. That's one of the best things we can do. I'm wearing a Dallas Prospect shirt now. This is the Skyline logo. There's an older version of the logo. I don't sell those shirts anymore because the concept was fine, but it was just kind of something I tossed together. You'd think with all the work I put into the tagline and the name that I would have worked harder on my initial logo design, but I did not, apparently. So this one is my refined version of that. I love this logo. Shout out to my buddy Jacob Taylor, who is the co-content creator of formerly Project Shanks Gaming and now of Game Drakes. He also does some graphic design work, logo work, and stuff like that. Dude does an awesome job. So that's my plug for him. I think he's on Fiverr too if you guys ever want like a logo or something. Jacob Taylor. But anywho, yeah, it's all about just trying to build the brand, get this access, and to see what we can do to grow this community. So, you know, one thing, and I don't want to get into particulars on this specific thing. As I said, there's a lot of time and sacrifice that goes into doing this stuff. In addition to my day job, which is probably 40 to 45 hours a week, I probably put in another 35 or so a week on Prospect, whether it's my articles or content for the site or podcast, or trying to do collaborations, trying to work on this retrospective, which I'm trying to loop in some, I'm trying to loop in actually Dallas Sports Fanatic if possible, since my first one is Mavericks. I'm trying to see if I can get them a little more involved, because some of the equipment I need to really bring my vision to life, I don't have. And I think that they have access to it. And so I'm trying to make it kind of like a, not cross-promotional thing, because I work for them anyway. I'm trying to make it something along those lines where I can bring them in and make it beneficial for them as well. But those are all things we're trying to do. And, you know, there have been tough moments over the last couple months as well. I've had some personal things that I've largely kept to myself. I know on Adam Proctor, I need a shirt. How do I get one? Message me on either Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and I'll hook you up for that. Shirts are $15, and that covers shipping and everything. Or, you know, hang tight, because there's still 3 shirts I'm giving out. Move it in the way of the camera. 3 shirts I'm giving out on this stream, so you could still win that way. Yeah, there was one stream I remember in particular where you guys could kind of see through that something was kind of on my mind, bothering me. I still went live and still did a show, but you guys could see that I was struggling. And that was one of those streams where initially, this is something I just want to say. I'm not trying to be gooey or anything like that, but it was one of those things where I was really having a hard time with something, some very serious family stuff that had come up, and was a really scary, stressful thing. And I don't know that we're fully out of the woods on it yet, but I was almost kind of numb through about a 3-day span there, and coming on to do the stream that night and talking with you guys, it just kind of brought a sense of normalcy, I guess I should say. That otherwise I hadn't felt for 3 days, and it kind of just brought me back out of that funk. And so I wanted to say thank you to you guys for that. That really meant a lot, kind of helping me, you know, find some of that normalcy. And I love talking with you guys. You guys seem to really like what we do, so it means a lot when you guys are able to do something like that to help me, even if you don't know that you're helping me. So thank you for that. That just shows that's why I want to be so dedicated to making this channel grow and building it up. I imagine one-hand streaming being relaxing and distracting. Oh, on one-hand streaming being relaxing and distracting. Also make everything worse. It had the potential. There were a couple times in that stream where I almost cracked, I'll admit, where I felt kind of emotion bubbling up, and I was able to kind of suppress it. But it did ultimately help. You guys did manage to help me, and I appreciate that. So let me go into the next set of kind of goals here, I guess. So in the future, in addition to all the work I'm doing now, Mavericks, Cowboys, none of that, or in college football, none of that will trail off. Thanks, Barry. None of that will trail off or lessen by any means. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to do more pop culture content, including film analysis, band interviews, concert reviews. I'm going to bring in more additional co-hosts for certain things. For instance, Mario Cadena of the band Dark Avenue. If you watched the 5-minute counter, you saw me interviewing Dark Avenue. That was probably back in the summer. I can't remember what month, but the bald guy in the middle, Mario, awesome dude. Dark Avenue is a fantastic band in Dallas if you want to check them out. Anytime I've seen them, as I say in the clip,
I've always thought, even before I got to know them, I've always thought that they were just as good, if not better, than the headliner coming through, whether that was Pop Evil, Red Sun Rising, Boba Flex, or any other kind of hard rock, kind of metal-ish bands. They're more groove metal if they go metal at all, but that's what I'm trying to bring. I'm going to try and bring all that to it. And again, this will not affect my output of content for Cowboys and Mavericks. I'm just working, man. I'm trying to figure out how I can bring the retrospective in particular. The reason I'm babying this particular piece of content is because this is it's like this ultimate vision I have for what I want to be able to do with the channel, and it takes a lot of work to do it. I want to bring something to you guys that in this particular sphere, this particular subject of sports in general, there's not really something like this. And I want to make sure that if I do it right, so that I don't do it half-assed, not get a lot of traction, and then someone who sees my idea and then executes it properly with a bigger budget, and suddenly they're the one that blows up for the medium, even though I was the originator, effectively. So that's one reason that I'm really taking my time with the retrospective, and that's why I've filmed and refilmed several things. Adam Proctor, my man, life throws us curveballs sometimes. It's how we react and move forward that defines us. Much love. I appreciate that, Adam. Thank you. You're right. It's how you respond to adversity. Hard times breed better men is another way of saying that I've heard before. So we'll do it. We'll keep moving forward. But I'm going to do everything I can to bring the best content forward. Mario is going to help with the music scene for Dallas Prospect. We're going to get more band interviews that way. I will be with him on the streams. The cool thing about Mario regarding Dark Avenue, they're plugged in with the whole Dallas music scene in general. So he'll be able to give you really cool, informal kind of interviews with these other bands. And we'll get, interviews and acoustic performances, live performances, things like that on the channel. And we're going to make it awesome. We're going to flesh out the other side of this. I might make that a sub channel of the Dallas Prospect, just so you have the sports side and the pop culture side. But that's one thing I want to bring. But we'll see. Let me go to the next clip here that I got for you guys. Let's see. What's a good clip that I still got? All right. We'll go some of my more modern Let's Play stuff I've done with my buddy Jacob on Game Drakes. This is a old, terrible, as Charles Barkley would say, Simpsons game called Virtual Bart. And this is me and Jacob testing out the channel, live streaming on YouTube. There's no video, no face cam, I should say. But us playing the game, and I'm playing. And just shenanigans ensue.
Let's see. It's gonna be the pig. Nope. Yeah. Ah, yes. All right. You have
Another
a chance.
shot. Redemption.
My time to shine. Hashtag not my Willie. This is where I'm just impatient on the start. We need to get a thing set up where it's like, hit a hashtag. If we're in shows like this where we have like a two-man thing, one of us could totally prep it in OBS or whatever, where when we have a joke like that, like hashtag not my Willie, the other guy literally preps a graphic to flash on screen saying something like that or whatever. And then anytime that comes up the rest of the way, like that's just the hashtag for this particular stream or something, you know?
I like it.
Nice.
I'm taking no prisoners today, man.
Good job. Oh.
She's so fast. Like, oh my god, she's so fast.
speed. Hook shot. Hook shot.
Damn.
Disco fever.
That's like
Is that
dance.
it? Yeah,
That's
you still had 56 seconds left.
Oh, dude, I've had times in the past where I did a perfect run through the first round. Like, didn't miss one tomato or anything.
Just one shot everybody.
Yep. Just one punch man all over their face. Yep. One punch, that's it. I always win. Usually you got, with this many people on the screen, you got a shot with that. Or that. Damn it. See, they were moving away and I anticipated it, but not fully. I was only half erect. See, this is why it's better with a two-man show when you have someone to play off of, because otherwise in my other streams in the past I would have just been completely alone in that. And like, oh, I hope some obscure viewer at home got a chuckle out of that.
Nice. Not my Willie.
I intentionally let it go further back than I thought the kid might go just because I was trying to anticipate a very unpredictable, some might say premature Willie.
No else.
Willie tried to get in the way of that. Can't keep a good Willie down unless it has ED. Damn it. Thought she was going further back.
Yeah. Thought you had her.
Ah, see, that's shit. I'm doing well, but I gotta keep going, and this is the part where it's hard not to fade. See, their speeds vary, and sometimes they go really deep, giggity. Other times they start to, and then they kind of pull back. Alright, I gotta get bold if this is gonna happen. But I don't want to get bold and throwing into a crowd of 3 teachers. Oh, that's bullshit. Damn it.
Right.
Oh, God, I thought that was it. No, Wiggum! Okay, it's alright. Hashtag cheap Wiggum. Damn it, it's not gonna happen.
No.
I gotta like snipe hit 3 of these. No.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. What the fuck?
Yeah. So that happened. So that's just some of the commentary from Game Drakes, which, like I said, that's a kind of side project that every now and then we do, just because we did enjoy doing Project Shanks Gaming. It's just not a higher priority thing for us. So every now and then we roll out some content like that where we'll do a game. I've done a couple of the Metroid 2D games on there, and that was just a test stream when we first launched it. So let's get into, let's do another giveaway here. We're actually going to do 2 quick questions for giveaways. So let's see. What would be a good giveaway question? Let me take a peek at my channel here, see if I can find a good question. Okay, and my first question. In my Phantom NBA Finals pick, who
was I impersonating? It's the black and white video. It's in the preview, or it's in the countdown for this video. Who was I impersonating? First one to answer it gets the shirt for free. Dennis, I love Metroid so much. It's that and Uncharted are my two favorite game franchises. Who racked up 336 yards against OU? Or 336 total yards. That's a niche question that, let's see, they held TCU to something in that neighborhood. You were talking, I was talking about Thanos, but that's not who I was impersonating. Yeah. Yeah, not who I was impersonating. It was a wrestler. I have the NWO music. Oh, you're talking about a single player. Gotcha, Adam. No, wrestler. Hollywood in the title. 3 H's. Hollywood, NWO. I mean, I would do the impersonation again if, one, it wouldn't shred my vocal cords, and two, I think it stands out. But, no, not Nash. One of the other originals. The Third Man. The one with blonde hair. Close. You're very close. Yes. Hulk Hogan is who I'm impersonating in that. It's an awful impersonation, so I understand the reason it took some time. Yeah, so Adam, you see, now you win a free shirt. There you go. Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Trying to do the whole, let me tell you something, brother. And my vocal cords are not built for that. So after that Phantom video, the preview for the NBA Finals, I pretty much stripped my vocal cords for like 2 days for that. So I think it turned out well, though. It's almost like a car wreck you can't quite turn away from. You just got to watch it through. That whole video's on there. I think they used about 30 seconds from it. But the funny thing with that was I saw when they were trying to put together all of this stuff, they were getting prediction videos from anyone they work with. And, you know, you had a lot of guys like, what's up, it's your boy, blah, 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 from blah, 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 sports or something. And I'm taking the Cavs in 4 because it's King James, or, you know, like something like that. And I saw a handful of the initial ones, and I was just like, man, these aren't memorable to me. If you're going to put them in a giant compilation, they're not going to stand out. There's nothing, like, aside from like the first couple or like the last couple, everything's just going to be a wash. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go completely all out for this. I was like, Phantom, Ari calls Phantom the New World Order of sports journalism. So my response was first, I said, okay, well, first of all, if you're going to call yourself the New World Order, you might as well wear the NWO wrestling shirts. He loved the idea and immediately started doing it. Then I said, okay, now I'm going to go next level on this. Since you're doing that, and since you're literally in every stream now, for at least a while he was, wearing the NWO shirt, I'm going to wear my NWO shirt because I was a huge wrestling fan growing up, and I still have a bunch of them. So I wore my NWO shirt, I wore the shades, I had the promo music and the video effects and everything, and I cut my best, worst, awful Hulk Hogan impersonation. And sure enough, like 3 or 4 different people who were also in that compilation video and saw my contribution to it wanted to work with me after the fact, one of which was actually the Sports Fury. The More You Know. Those guys are awesome, and I've done a couple collaborations with them since then. So there we go. Adam, hit me up on either Twitter at Dallas Prospect, Instagram, which is just the Dallas Prospect, or Facebook, something like that. Hit me up on one of those social media platforms. Send me either your shirt size that you want and the mailing address I need to send it to, and I'll send you your shirt next week. Now, as for announcement number 2 here real quick, I'm going to peel back the curtain a little bit. I guess you don't peel it back, you just pull it back, unless it's a sticky curtain, in which case, do you really want to mess with what's behind the curtain? I'm off into the woods again. So to kind of pull back the curtain a little bit for what my ultimate kind of vision is for the Dallas Prospect, I want to create what I call the Prospect Network.
And what that is a collection of independent content creators all working under the same general banner. You still would keep brand independence. You're still free to get your own sponsors and promotional deals, brand deals, all of that. But the idea is you get this network and you get a handful of what I would deem kind of global sponsors that can contribute, or that you would run ads and sponsors through all of these people, help the view count for the sponsor, and rising water raises all ships, all that. But the idea is your incentive to work with us is you automatically have sponsors. And for us, it helps the sponsor get their view out or get their content out there, their ads, whatever, and we're able to get more exposure for them, which makes them happy. So that's like the super condensed in a nutshell version of it. There's a lot more nuance to it than that, obviously, but that's the very simple term of what I can present. But I want to create this prospect network, and what I'm trying to get in place right now is the infrastructure of that. And once I have that in place, I'm going to begin talking with other content creators and trying to form this. And this will have people like Law Nation, like Silver and Blue Nation, brands like that, people that I trust, people that I feel have my back. So that's that announcement. You guys might think that's cool. You might be like, that sounds ambitious, but until we see it, I don't know how excited I should be. Here's the idea as well with that. You would get a lot more collaborations across all of these content creators. Myself collaborating with different people more often, them collaborating within their own ranks and everything. This is the idea. So again, as we're moving into the kind of the final act here on this live stream, if you guys can, hit that like button, share the video, subscribe, ring the bell. Some people have said that the bell, that they had it rung before and it's no longer staying rung, whatever. Sometimes YouTube blips or whatever and you got to do it. But you got to redo it, I should say. But yeah, one thing you guys, if you haven't already figured it out about me, I'm persistent and I have a ton of work ethic. I am ambitious, almost to a fault at times. I have a lot of things that I want to build, and the prospect is kind of the central pillar of what I'm trying to build, but it's not the only thing. What drives me is kind of creating, working for myself, creating, offering my analysis and my commentary. So that's things like prospect, sports, and pop culture. I have my own writing. A lot of you guys don't even know this, but I'm a writer in my own right. Not much of a public speaker, but a writer. I write my own fiction, sci-fi, horror, things like that. I actually started writing 9 years ago. Like, when I say started writing, I mean like working on my first series. It's called Affliction, for those wondering. And it's gone through a lot of revisions, and it goes through now in the last couple of years as I've worked on Prospect. It's gone through periods of intense work, followed by long periods of not a lot happening development-wise. It is one of my biggest aspirations to get my series published. And I think I can do it. And I want to actually adapt it as well into some other stuff. If I somehow end up being your Mike Schultz, I would be beyond excited. Or Giovanni. You get the idea. See where it goes. Definitely. So yeah, you have Dallas Prospect. You have my own writing. You have some of the Let's Play stuff I like doing as well, like Game Drakes. Other random ambitions that I have that you guys might not know. I want to do video game development a little bit. Like, I want to make my own game, and I want to do some video game writing, kind of working off of the passion for games and for gaming, I should say, and my fiction. Like, I want to create something like that. I initially had a project
that I called Rocket Bay Productions when I was 19 and tried to start my own company. That was a web development company with, again, Jacob Taylor. And that went about 2 years and face planted. We had some clients, but we just didn't have the time or energy or willingness to really commit to it further to try and make it work. And we were so hilariously unprepared for the business ventures. But I want to, at least in namesake, resurrect that for some of my video game development stuff I want to do. And this would be a hobby project I carried out for a long period of time because I have to learn the coding myself. And what I really want to build is like the story, the writing, the lore, all of that. And, you know, my writing as well, like Affliction, I would love to eventually see that adapted. I'd have to find an artist, but see that adapted into like a graphic novel, which I've heard numerous times over the years from different beta readers, is it feels very much like it could transition into that. And I think it certainly could, but that's for another time. So yeah, Dallas Prospect, Game Drakes, Rocket Bay Productions, revamp, at least a name only. My publishing thing, Dynamic Arts Publishing, all that together creates my my soul company, Kirby Creative. So, because of my name, Darreck Kirby. So there's context into everything that I have in my mind and my heart that I am working to build, and working almost to the point of dropping every day to try and build. So that's some context for you there. I got one more clip for you. Dennis, I think you'll enjoy this one. You mentioned that you were a huge fan of the Metroid series. I got some clips, and yes, there's some rage from me on this, but some clips from my playthrough for Game Drakes of AM2R, another Metroid 2 remake. Enjoy.
Alright, well, I hit him. Okay, hold on. God, you're so fucking big. I can't even... Okay, I hit him with both super missiles. This is gonna be the one. Come on! Time to go night-night! Go night-night! Yeah, you like to go night-night? Turn out all the lights! Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. No! No! No, I will not! I will not! Yes! Yes! Oh, suck it! Oh! Oh god, now I'm made of glass. Because the bastards don't give health. Oh no, this is my nightmare. Oh shit. Shit, 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 shit! Go, go, go! 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 Oh! Okay. Take No! Are you No! He didn't even touch me! Oh! Oh god! It hurts so much! Oh! Oh, that was the hardest kick to the dick ever. Why? That was like the most triumphant victory ever, and it immediately rips it away from me because it puts bullshit in my path. God damn it. Damn it. Oh. Motherfucker, it was right there. Oh, God, the pain. Oh, no. After all of that, I I had it. If I had just gone to the right. Oh! No. Oh, my heart. My heart can't take it, guys. This is not fair. This is bullshit. I might have 11 missiles, but motherfucker, I am ending you today. I might have 8 missiles, but motherfucker, I am ending you today. Alright. Alright, I might have 2 missiles. 1 missile. But motherfucker, it will fly true. Okay. A damn fool I was. 5 missiles. Yeah, motherfucker! And I caught you turning.
That's probably my most recent playthrough for Game Drakes. So I've done fairly recently, within the last month or two, I did the Metroid Zero mission and AM2R. I tried to start Super Metroid, but I had to use an emulator for it, and it kept messing up and not saving my playthrough. So after like the third time of having to start the whole thing over, I took a break from it for now. But yeah, it's definitely been a grind. I love the Metroid series for sure, but if I ever get a chance to start that back up for Game Drakes, yeah, I'll probably resume with Super Metroid and then Metroid Fusion. For Metroid, that was as far as I was going to go, and then I was planning to then go into the entire Uncharted series. So that is my goal, my aspiration, if you will. But yeah, so as you guys can see, we've gone a long way with this channel in particular, but my own growth and everything on YouTube has been ridiculous as well. From the first videos of having literally just my crap old iPhone setup. I haven't done the one on DS or 3DS, whatever it is, if that's what you're talking about, Dennis. But whether it's having like this crappy old phone setup to record and no microphone to speak of, or whatever, that's where it began, and it's gotten to the point where it's at least here, which this is still nice. I hate when my arm clips out there. I've got a actually bigger green screen literally on its way that will span this whole wall behind me, so this won't happen and this won't happen as far as arms clipping out of frame. So that'll be cool. I'm going to turn this whole wall behind me into a giant green screen. But yeah, man, it's crazy how far this has come. I'm one of the more, I think at least, I'm one of the more ambitious people you might meet. I'm always looking to learn, to grow, and to, above all, create. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's joined me through this first year of the ride. We may come from humble beginnings, but we're here to change the game. That's ultimately what I want to do. I want to create the biggest and best independent sports network in Dallas-Fort Worth. And it's going to take some time, it's going to take some effort, and it's going to take all of you helping me, but I think we can do it. I want to recruit in more collaborators, more content creators. I want to get more writers for the Dallas Prospect. I want to get more YouTube personalities that we can work in as well. So this is all stuff that I'm going to work to do, and that I'm going to work to bring you, because I think that I can do it. It takes time, it takes effort, but I know I got you guys behind me, and with that, I'm capable of more than I am by myself, for sure. So we're here to change the game, and soon enough, they'll know our name. But remember, guys. Oh, wait. I was about to hit the tagline on you. I still got 2 shirts to give away, don't I? All right. Oh, by the way, guys, if you've won a shirt... Oh, here we go. There we go. I see Adam message me. Sweet. So I still haven't heard from the 2 previous winners as well. So you guys got to hit me up
if you want the shirt. If for some reason, if they don't contact me in the next couple days, then those shirts might go up for grabs in subsequent shows. So we'll figure it out. But I got 5 shirts that I set aside to give away to you guys. I'm trying to give you free merch. Take it. Of course, if you want to help support us, you can always hit the super chat down below, that $ thing. There's also, people have asked, like, the thing with super chat, it's cool, it's convenient. What up, Kent? It's cool and convenient for us, and it gives us a little note like midstream, like, oh, hey, thanks, man. And like if you have a shout out or something you want us to do or talk about, good way to get my attention for that. But the thing with super chat is YouTube does take a bigger percentage of it than other methods. We also have a PayPal Me link in the description I have of all videos if you want to do that. That's probably the method that I keep the most money if you're trying to donate. But it's whatever you want to do. For convenience, super chat's right there. Or if you want to really support Dallas Prospect and what we're trying to do, you can hit us up on Patreon. 3 different tiers, $1, $5, $10. And each of those you'll get early access to content, some exclusive access to content, and each of those will have varying discounts off of merch for the site. So, for the shirt and everything. So that's all something you can get. Love that you like Metroid, by the way. Haven't seen many Mavs fans being really into gaming, so that's always cool. That's another kind of announcement to touch on a little bit here. We are working to add so with this green screen coming, Annie and I are going to look to do a little bit of NBA 2K19 perhaps on these streams. And it'll be a special feature that we do every now and then, and we'll talk with you guys and interact, but that's the goal. Ideally, we're going to try and get it to the point where you guys can challenge any, and I'm just going to commentate and talk all kinds of trash to any the whole time. So it'll be fun for everyone. But we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll take a crack at the game myself at some point. As much as I like gaming, admittedly Madden and NBA 2K and those things, that I play them, I can. I'm just not obsessed with those games. I always liked more like action, adventure, horror, things like that. Not so much Call of Duty, but we'll see. Catch me in March. All right. So yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. I don't think there's any other announcements that I had penciled in to talk about. So let me instead touch on. So I got 2 more shirts that I need to give out. And what we'll do is, yeah, I've already covered that. What we'll do for these is we'll effectively say, until then, I told my mom to lock away my PS4. Gotcha. What we'll say for those, effectively, for those 2 shirts that we still have left to give away. Trying to think of a good question to ask for this, because it's got to be something associated with the channel. And of course, if you've already won one, you're not eligible to win one now. Somehow I only drew up like 3 questions on that front. So let me see. Try and make this not like the bet payoff discussion with any where I'm like, oh, I'll figure it out real quick because I got another show to do, and then I talked for like another something like 30 minutes on that. Let's see. All right. This is you having to know my Mavs content. Before Dallas selected Luka Doncic, who were Annie and I advocating for them to take? Who did Annie and I want the Mavericks to draft prior to the actual drafting of Luka Doncic? First one to answer in the comments gets a free shirt. His nickname is also 3 letters. What? And I also didn't know about an injury. What? Or should I say a second injury? Dennis has it with Michael Porter Jr. that was the man that we were looking at. And didn't know at the time about a second back surgery he'd had. So that kind of changed that up. So Dennis, you live in Europe. So this is going to be... all right. Yeah, if you want, message me, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Your size, shipping address, and I'll figure out how the heck to get you the shirt. But yeah, you win that question. So I got one more. Really got to remember not to put my hand in front of behind the comments. Let's see here. Let's see. Final question. IR shows me first on chat log. What? Nice. Let's see. Luka's balling. Luka is balling. Absolutely. I have no regrets with them taking Luka at all. I'm thrilled that they got Luka. Let's see. So for the final shirt giveaway. Ooh, should I turn it into something interactive? You can give it to Max if you want. It's okay. Shipping to Europe is expensive. I'll take a look into it, Dennis, and see what I can find. If it's manageable, I'll do it. Because I do wanna you're a good follower of the channel and everything. I do wanna give you that since you've earned it. For sure. But I'll take a look. If I can make it work, I'll make it work, buddy. Let's see. For the last shirt, should I make it interactive? Okay. Basically, I'm going to say follow your Finn, Dennis. Follow Dallas Prospect on Twitter, @DallasProspect. Like it on Facebook. And if you got Instagram as well. Like on those three social media platforms. Of course, if you're not already, subscribe on YouTube since we're here. And if you guys do that, screenshot it, show it to me, send it to us in a message, whatever. We will send you a Dallas Prospect t-shirt. Really, I'm just trying to get you guys out there to like us on social media. We're trying to grow our presence in that department. But I will throw in one more bonus shirt, although it might take a couple days longer because I'll have to make it first. Let me put it this way. I'll throw in one bonus shirt, although it might take a little longer since I'll have to make it. For this extra bonus shirt, let's see. What I want to make it Mavs related here. What is the bet payoff between Innie and I for the Mavs season predictions? Let me know. I mean, obviously I know, but, you know. See, Max sent me something. Nope. Oh, I see. It was showing on that one that you were first. I see. Interesting. Came across on my end showing the other way, so I guess that's the issue. Yes. Rangers King has it, so Max, you'll get the extra shirt, the additional shirt now. So I wound up giving away 6 shirts, I guess. Well, I haven't given away the 5th one yet. Someone's got to follow us on those social media pages. And oh, hey, new subscriber. So my alert box works again. Here's his face smashing the alert box. Who does it say? It's tiny text. Damn it, I missed it by the time I got full screen on my view. All right. Well, all the same, thank you to our new subscriber. That will get, once you get those other pages as well, that'll get you the additional final shirt. Obviously for that one, I won't wait on air for that before announcing that one. I'll announce that one on Twitter @DallasProspect for who that person is. So until then, guys, That'll wrap up this show. Thank you for everything, helping us build this first year. We have a long way to go, but we're going to make it. Together we'll do it, and we're going to keep growing this thing until we become the biggest and best independent sports entertainment network in Dallas-Fort Worth. Dramatic pause. But all right, so as well, I'll put out a video tomorrow. Adam, if you're still watching, my college football talk will go out tomorrow. It's going to be pre-recorded again this week just because of how things are working out today. And then I'm also going to put out, or Tuesday night I'll go live to do Mavs Fast Break. And I might go live before then as well, but just something to keep an eye out for. Until next time, guys, that's all I got. Remember, every legend was once a prospect. Salute. Probably helps if I have the clip ready. Outro card, splash.